Oh, you want to start with the B-roll? Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is the B-roll, and we're back again. Big John C. working the tables, and me, Mr. Charismatic, is everywhere else.
That's funny.
It wasn't meant to be funny, but I get it. Okay, we laugh and joke, stuff like that. All right. We don't want you to miss any of this banter that we have because it's so exciting. Which reminds me, I got a comment on the. I wasn't going to, but I am going to comment on who's the guy named? The sports announcement, ESPN, all over the world. You know, guest spot guy, Stephen A. Smith, made one of the stupidest comments, and this is why I say some people shouldn't have mics in front of them. I mean, no, I get it though. I get it. So anyway, let's start it. Let's start the show.
Okay.
First, you probably know I'm dynamically changed my dress code. Right?
Okay, this is the real thing now, right?
This is real. What?
This is the real thing.
Oh, it's not practice?
This is real now.
I knew it was real. I got a button on my top shirt, though. Stop button. Hey, how y'all doing? This is the B-roll, and it is what it is. I got Big John C. working the equipment, and here I am working the microphone. So we're gonna have a really great show today. I know y'all missed us. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes we gotta do other things, offset things, right? So here we go. How we doing? Are we good?
We're doing great.
We're doing great.
How you doing? How you doing?
You sound like Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams.
How you doing?
I could have sounded like anybody.
Yeah. Try anybody besides Wendy Williams. Put some more bass in your voice, I guess.
Yeah.
Am I looking? I gotta be. Is that pod too high?
No.
So I gotta.
Well, I could probably tilt down a little bit.
No, we good. We good.
I could probably tilt down a little bit.
Because it's like I'm not like. Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, a lot better. Because it's like I gotta keep looking. Like if I look down, it's like I just want to look normal, right?
Oh look, I can see myself in the reflection. Hi.
That's the man. Remind me to put up curtains on the backdrop. Yeah, this is a big show. This is a big show. I know y'all missed this, but the guys they were doing some fantastic work. Last weekend or the weekend before?
Both.
Okay, they was doing some fantastic work, so we couldn't broadcast last week, all right? But that's okay because they were doing fantastic work. They do what they do here, and when they help me broadcast, and when I'm in the studio, they do what they do. I consider to be best when we go on location. They do their job, right? Good quality work. TBCN, right? Look it up. If y'all need some local work done, video, what do you call that? How you say it?
Videography?
Videography. If you need videography done, church festivals, weddings, bar mitzvahs, anything. No, I'm serious. Anything that you need done locally, well, these are the guys. Okay. I never get applause. My show. I guess I gotta talk. I gotta slip my compliment in between these guys. Between these compliments. But no, TBCN, they do an excellent job. I've been there. I've been on location on several location shoots, and it's been great. Okay. What is that like? Move on. Yeah, I will move on anyway.
That means you're correct.
Yeah. I'm correct, but you shouldn't have put that one up there because to me that means move on. So anyway, the deal is we got a lot of things I want to talk about. There's so much stuff that's gone on since the last time I broadcast, and it's crazy because that following, I forget what is it, Thursday or Friday, there was an event happening here at the TBCN where one of the local politicians was being interviewed. Right? What was the name of the show? Can I throw that show out there?
Talk to your government.
Talk to your government. Can I throw the person name, the host name out? The hostess.
The host?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rebecca.
Becky. Yeah.
Yeah, Becky. Oh my gosh, it was a show. Wow, it was so great that they took a break from me for the next week. I was like, what? I can't. No, y'all got to do these shows after my show. But anyway, it was a great show. So talk to your government. That's the name of the show. That's the actual name of the show. I don't know how it's broadcast. Remind me to get some more information on her YouTube channel and all that other stuff.
What would you like to know? You can see TBCN's YouTube channel on YouTube.
Okay.
Just search
Okay.
Tampa Bay Community Network and make it and add it to your favorites.
There we go.
And subscribe and ring the bell and all that.
That's right. And to don't forget to subscribe to Keith too, right? IB Keith.
Please.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. But anyway, afterwards, the person who was on there was like, like very knowledgeable, educated, articulate, and all the above with history, with what do you call that? Training, experience. He had a lot of experience, and he spoke so. And I was like,
You talking about Bill Carlson?
Bill Carlson was his name?
Yeah.
Is it Carlson?
Carlson.
C-A-R-L?
Carlson.
Carlson. C-A-R-L, not C-O-L-S-O-N, but C-A-R-L-S-O-N. Carlson, right? Bill Carlson. And what was it? Actual title?
He's a county commissioner.
County commissioner. Okay. In Hillsborough County. County commissioner. Okay. So yeah, talk with a lot of experience. And so I'm like impressed with him. I'm like, dude, you should be running for a higher office, right? Yeah. So I said that, and then someone was asking me.
I'm sorry. No, he's City of Tampa.
City of Tampa commissioner or board member.
Yeah, he is. Bill Carlson is Tampa council member, District 4, wherever District 4 is.
Okay. Hold up, District 4. I think this may be District 4. Over here to South, here in South Tampa. We can always look it up, but I deviate.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, you're deviating.
Yeah, I'm deviating. So anyway, a conversation was struck afterward. After I asked the question, somebody was like, well, what were you saying to the person? I was saying, hey, look, someone with your experience and your presence should run for a higher office than what you are, And then the person like, yeah, what? And I was like, and I threw it out there, Congress, U.S. Congress. And he goes, gangsters run Congress, right? And I go, what? Whoops, sorry, what? Gangsters run Congress. And I'm like, what is this, like a scene from the Godfather movie? I'm like,
I don't have a Godfather.
Yeah, we got. Oh yeah. That would be cool. That would be cool. Put that things to do. So I'm like, hold up. First of all, I don't know what brings that out. What brought that comment on? And because to say that gangsters run Congress. If you don't have any evidence, you can't really say that, right? Especially, I can't say that on the show. I can say, well, in my opinion, but I can't make a statement that gangsters.
No, wait, are you throwing our man under the bus here?
I'm not mentioning no names.
Oh,
I'm not mentioning no names.
Oh, we don't know who said that.
We don't know. Well, I'm not telling who said that.
Okay.
So anyway,
somebody said that.
Somebody said it, and I was like, okay, hold up. First of all, if you were talking about maybe 50 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, at the height of the mafiosos, I would say, yeah, I would definitely say, I would be inclined to agree. 50, 60 years, 55, 60 years ago, yeah. But since the RICO Act provisions came out, not so much.
When did that happen? The RICO.
The RICO,
the 90s.
No, the RICOs came out
80s, yeah.
Was it? No, I think they started using it more in the 80s.
Yeah.
The RICO, let's look it up. When did they first come to RICO? Because I think
it seems like when I saw the Giuliani special, they talked about it there, how
he was using it more.
Yeah.
He used it
and
more.
I think that was the 80s.
Yeah, that was the 80s when he used it more. So,
yeah.
But the RICO statute, I believe, came on the books like in the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We could look it up. We'll research. You know what? RICO wasn't the issue, but we're going to research RICO. So you're going to know in the future what the RICO Act was. The RICO, what would you call it? The legislation, RICO Act legislation, racketeering and something, blah, 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 act. Right? So statutes, that's what they use, right? That's what they use. That's what they're using in Georgia against the former president, His Majesty and Lord and Savior and Manchurian candidate in chief, right? So yeah, and I'm like, oh nah, I can't really go along with that. I'm not dismissing you, but I can't go along with that, and I definitely can't say that. I can't make that kind of accusation against someone because is there any evidence? So then someone else was chiming in, and they go, yeah, well, what about the 2000? What about the 2008? The Great Recession that came in. Do you think people should have went to jail for that? I'm like, well, if they were engaging in criminal activity, yeah, but a lot of things, provisions, regulations were what do you call that thing when the president get rid of a law?
Veto?
No. They were already in law. They were already. So he just got rid of it. The president, George Bush, he just got rid of the statutes that regulated the financial corporation or industry, right? He got rid of a ton of regulations. He just got rid of them, right? Congress also, they got rid of them because you needed Congress to overturn some of the things. But he got rid of a lot of those regulations, which allowed the corrupt, the corrupt, money-hungry, greedy corporate entities to make a whole crap load of money at the expense of the American people. And so I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But what you're not saying, what you're not acknowledging is that the reason for that Great Recession was because the president at the time, George Bush, and the Republicans, they got rid of the checks and balances to prevent that stuff. Stuff that had been on the books for 50, 60 years at that time, 50, 60, maybe 70 years, because those regulations went back far. I mean, they went back after the Wall Street collapse, the Great Depression. These laws start coming out, right? Checks and balances. So that wasn't the actual question. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, that was the question. I mean, that was the comment. That's what my statement. That's what my reply to it. Right? My answer or response to what the person was saying. Right? But no, the person was so fixed on 2008. I'm like, okay, don't you think a lot of people should have went to jail for that? I'm saying, okay, all right, I get it if they broke the laws, but you don't know who did it. You have to open up all these major investigations to find out all this detailed stuff, right? You got to find, that's what you have to do. And did they really break the law since a lot of those regulations were dismissed? Think about that, right? You see where I'm going with this? And so I said, okay, so what about the Frank Dodd? Frank Dodd, when that was passed, when that legislation, that law was passed, was to put back in place a lot of those checks and balances, but also some additional checks and balances that dealt with the corporate, the higher corporate entities and figures from the foot soldiers onto the CEOs. That's what Frank Dodd was doing. That's what Frank Dodd did, right? So I'm summarizing this. So the person was so fixated on shouldn't people go to jail? I'm like, yeah, if they committed a crime. I mean, how many times are you going to ask me that question, right? How many times are you going to ask me that question? I'm not going to change. I'm not going to deviate from what I said. But the person didn't really care about that. And I'm going to tell you what it was. I'm going to break it down. We're going to dissect that. And so the other person I was talking to went back to 1968, Martin Luther King and assassination. I'm like, whoa. Where are we? This is 2024. Why are we talking about that? We're moving forward. But back to the gangster things, right? Because they don't want to leave alone. And I'm saying, so finally I asked him. Nobody probably heard this, but I asked one of the guys. I said, So the one who's talking about the gangster said, hold up. I said, look, I get it. You support Donald Trump. You support Donald Trump.
Is that what this is all getting to?
That's what exactly. I'm like, you support. I get it. You support Donald Trump. There's no problem with that. You know, I get it. I mean, look, I'm gonna critique and comment on this guy, and those who follow him. And if you're in that bracket, look, I don't hate you. I'm just doing this in general, right? I'm not, you are what you are. It goes, no. Okay, all right, you say no, but your line of questioning is leaning that way. And so with the other person, I was like, you know what? Again, the Frank Dodd puts the guidelines, the regulations, the rules and regulations in law, and puts those checks and balances back in place. But the person was so fixated on who should be held accountable. But here's the deal. The person was trying to shift from the cause or those who caused it, the individuals who caused the problem, to the next administration. So what follows up on that conversation? Oh, well then why didn't Barack Obama and Joe Biden do something about it? That's what it was going. That's where the person was going. That's where the person was going. They could say, no, I wasn't. But your line, the way that you're fixated, you're questioning, that's where it's headed. I know, because it can't go any other way. That's the next level. But I didn't take the bait. I didn't take the bait.
Good for you for not taking the bait.
Thank you. And I was hungry too. You know how, John tell you how I am on this show, and I was like, I was chomping up the bits. I was like, okay. But then they switched over to hip hop. I said, what? What about hip hop? Or who's calling the shots in the hip hop? Well, whoever's calling the shots are calling the shots. I don't know. Whoever's in charge of that thing. Is there any they engaged in illegal activities? I'm pretty sure they are. That's how it's been for forever. In the industry. Some people, they grow away from that stuff, and they grow to the point where, they can do what they want to do because they are outside of that, but not a lot of people. When you see a bunch of people, right, and a bunch of people, you might see 20 people, right? There's another 1,000 that's caught up in that, right? They don't own the copyrights to their music, or what they call the masters. And this is what I was telling somebody like decades ago, some young fellas that was talking, they were looking as if they wanted to do something. And I actually directed them to get into music. But I told them, look, if you're going to do it, there's 3 things you're going to have to take into consideration. First of all, if you're not willing to bow at the knee, or in this case, drop to your knees or bend over and drop your pants or whatever. If you're not willing to do that, then you better be, you're gonna have to go a different route. If you want to be, if your talent is there, then the first thing you need to do is copyright all of your music. What they call masters, what they call having the masters, getting the masters together. What that is, your lyrics, you copyright it. The music itself, you send a copyright for the music. Don't go leasing music. The instrument, all that stuff in the background. If you lease it, then make it a lease to buy in X amount of time. Because here's the deal why. Because if you lease it, right, whoever you leased it with, say they give you a 5-year lease, and I'll give you give me $5,000 now, and you can lease the music for 5 years. Guess what? If that song blows up, when that song blow up, in 5 years, it goes back to them. It goes back to the person you leased it from. You don't own that. You don't own that music. You just leased that music. You just made this person hot. One of the hottest people on the planet. Right? Depending on how big that music, how big that track blew up. See? Only a few people go that way. So you have to do that. You got to lease your thing, and you got to become self-proprietary. You have to put yourself in a position where you can actually produce stuff without having to go through, that underling stage where you're just a face. Because bottom line is they can get rid of you, and if they have the legal ownership of your music, guess what? You can become very expendable. Theory on Tupac. He had did hundreds of songs, dozens and dozens of songs, right, that wasn't released. He was looking to break away from death row. He wanted to come to the East Coast to start Death Row East. Before he could do it, they killed him. But who had all the royalties? Who got the royalties from his music and the music that they were putting out after that under his name, with his name and image and everything? That company. Am I saying that they had something to do with it? No, but I'm saying look what happened. His family didn't get access to it. Same thing with Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls, when they killed him, his stuff was under Puff, under Sean Combs, under Bad Boy. So he got the royalties. After Biggie Smalls had died, his albums, when they were released, they sold out in a day's time. Million albums sold out in one day's time. Who got that royalties? Every time they were spinning a record on the radio, Puff, Sean Combs, he got the royalties. Bad Boy Records, he got the royalties. So if you're gonna do something like that, and this is what I was telling him in hip hop, in anything, copyright Joe Sugar Honey Iced Tea. All right. All right? Your IT, right? Copyright it. Make sure whatever happens to you, have it go to your family. Have it go to your family or those members or that organ or that thing that you want, that you are doing this and you're leaning towards, right? Understand that. Now back to the thing with the hip hop, right? So then they gave me this, they said, okay, So name a artist, a big artist and stuff like that, and who you like and stuff like that. And then I thought about it for a few seconds before I could respond. They go, oh, and you can't use Kanye West. I said, what? Why not Kanye? Now, John, Big John, he should know about this. Me and Kanye, my feelings towards Kanye. And I said, oh, okay. And then the other guy goes, and you can't use Drake. Okay, what? I can't use Kanye and I can't use Drake. And he probably don't know about Drake, but I'm not Drake's biggest fan. I am not a Drake fan at all. All right. I just listen to some of his music and it's okay because I'm not into that electronic enhancement stuff, that whatever they call that digital music. I'm not with that. I wasn't with it back in the 70s and in the 90s with Melly Vanilli and all them other. I wasn't with that. Okay.
Melly Vanilli.
Yeah, Melly Vanilli, right? They were actually, remember when they got called out on Arsenio Hall for lip syncing and all that other stuff? And that was his other group. Anyway, the guy from the group name was Freedom, and they was playing his music, and they were jamming on the stage, and he fainted. He passed out, and the record was still playing when he passed out on the floor, and he's singing out there.
Oh, that happened on Arsenio?
No, that happened on the actual show.
Oh.
That happened on the actual show. They called out Melly Vanilli. Arsenio Hall called out Melly Vanilli, but that actually happened on the actual show. I forget the name of the group.
It's happened more than once.
It's
happened several times.
But they were the hottest thing out there. And the female was like, well, I do know how to sing, and I do know how to sing. Because she's the female singer, right? Yeah, she could sing, but your thing got blown up. Your thing it's history now, right? So that was the case. And I was like, hold up. So what if I want to use? You said I could use any icons I want, right? So why can't I use Kanye West and why can't I use Drake? Two people I really don't like. They literally picked the two people I don't really like. Period. Right? I like Kanye music, but Kanye went off the deep end, and I got no more respect for this guy. With that, when he was wearing that White Lives Matter attire, knowing daggone well that was the exact opposite of any real social issue, because White Lives Matter was the vessel for all the white supremacist organizations to come, a banner that they could come under. The Ku Klux Klan, the what's those guys who attacked the Capitol? The Proud guys, the Proud
Boys.
Yeah, the Proud.
Well, it wasn't just those guys.
Yeah, I'm saying, but all those different organizations, yeah, they came together under White Lives Matter. That's what White Lives Matter was. It was the umbrella for that. It was the ship for that stuff, right? The ship. I didn't say the other word. It sounds a little bit like not the sugar, not the IT. All right, I didn't see that word. Okay, so yeah. I know. Now, dude, you're going with that. So when he lost Adidas, I was laughing. I made big jokes about it. I did. I did, man. I said the guy's definitely a genius, because he went from bragging about being, having $5 billion worth of wealth, being worth $5 billion, to back to like $500 million. I'm like, yeah, that's a genius right there, because I can't figure how anybody could do that. How anybody could go from $5 billion to 500 million. Yeah. So anyway, but shout outs to Kanye. He seemed like he finally getting his head together, right? And he's been going that in this legal matter and stuff and so forth with Disney Adidas. And apparently he won a settlement of some sorts, and he's still selling the merchandise that Adidas, Adidas made for him, his manufactured for him. He's still doing that, and I think they're reestablishing the contract, so he's probably going to go back up into the billionaire status, which is cool. I'm cool, because it seemed like he finally got a little focus. Before he was just pure stupid. All right, doing stupid things. I'm Kanye, I can say and do the stupidest thing, and there's no repercussions. But now you see, hold up, there's always some kind of repercussion. All right? Remind me of who's that guy? The comedian, the funny one, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, which I'm gonna jump back to the conversation that started with the two guys when we was talking about Congress, and he goes, I go, so who's running Congress? And he goes, I go, what?
It sounds like something Kanye might say.
No, yeah, but he goes, the Jews. And I'm looking like, the Jews, right? He just say the Jews, man. But what made me think of Dave Chappelle was that because of Kanye, he was talking about those things that people were saying, right? And in Dave Chappelle, there were certain things that you should not say in Hollywood. And one of them is, you shouldn't talk about the Jews. He did it on Saturday Night Live. If you see that skit, you'll be like, oh, okay.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. The Jews, you should not say. There are certain things that you should not talk about. You cannot talk about Jews. I said, okay, all right. That's the first thing popped in my head, man. So anyway, I said, so who can I talk about? I mean, and then I told him, look, you know what I got pumping in my system, in my audio system. I got people like LL Cool J, and I wasn't a big fan of his, but he got good music. Public Enemy, Tupac, one of the most underrated not rappers, but one of the most underrated lyricists, Method Man. I got Redman in there. I got some Ice Cube, and I'm not even an Ice Cube fan. I'm really not. I think he's a gatekeeper, but I like some of his music, right? I got Mary J. Blige. I got a whole list of indie music. If you look at my phone, my YouTube music, and I'm shouting out YouTube. I'm shouting you guys out, all right? YouTube music, I'm shouting y'all out, right? Don't forget to sponsor me. Or at least give me some good, some favoritism here. So yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. So that's who I got pumping in my system, right? And, I said Tupac, right? Yeah, Jay-Z, Nas. I said Mary J, Rihanna. I got, who's the other one? Mariah Carey. I got Mariah Carey up in there. I got a whole bunch of people in there. I got a whole bunch, depending on what I want to look at. And then I got the old school. I got the rhythm and blues. I got the OJs. I got the Temptations. I got the the Spinners. I got all these guys in there. I got all these groups in there. I got it. And the Dells. I love the Dells. Oh my God. I got all this music. Al Green. I got all this music in there. I got a variety of music. I even got country music. I just can't call out a lot of things.
Got any Cypress Hill?
I got like one track from Cypress Hill. In brain for the membrane. The Cypress Hill. In brain for the membrane. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. One shot at Ice Cube. He shut him down in one freaking song. I said, seriously? None of you guys can come back on this guy. And I got Cypress Hills in there. Dr. Dre, Eminem. I got a lot of things in there. A lot of stuff I really don't really like when there's no substance to it, like the mumble rap. What? What? The trap rap. Scarface. I got Scarface in there. Oh, Scarface. Yeah, Scarface is a dangerous guy. So I got a lot of music in there. Who's the other guy? Noriega. I got Noriega in there. I got Jadakiss. I got of course DMX. I can't have music without DMX up in there. You know that. That's regardless. He's still making music, even though I think he's been dead for like 2 years. He's still making music. People still releasing videos with DMX. I'm like, oh, okay, I got that. 50 Cent. I got 50 Cent. I got everybody up in there, right? So anyway, it's like. But I couldn't stand there and go through all that for that because I had to leave. I really had to leave. I don't know if I really had to leave or really wanted to leave because it was like getting awkward. Because I think I was biting my lip or something. Because the environment that we were in. I didn't want to like start going off or getting real loose, which is similar to going off. I don't know what do you want to call it.
Did you hear the new Prince song?
Oh my God. Prince, I got Prince, Michael Jackson. Yeah. So you started this. I got Prince, I got Michael Jackson, I got Rick James, I got Eddie Murphy.
No, that's the reason why I mentioned it because it was something I guess that he made in 2002. It's called United States of Division.
Yeah, I've heard that song.
I mean, it seems like he just made it because the things he talks about
is like. It's either going on or it's coming into fruition.
Yeah.
And he's been gone for like, almost 20 years?
No, he didn't he die in like 16?
16?
Something like that, yeah.
Or was that Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson was like 2009, I think. Let me do the research and all.
I thought Prince passed away before that. I got Usher. Now it's kind of crazy. Justin Bieber. Yep, I got Justin Bieber. And then there's some indies I got in there. I'll throw their names out there.
16. Prince died in 16.
Prince died in 16?
Oh, look at that. It was April 21st, 2016. So.
Oh, we know.
Yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. It was after.
8 years ago yesterday. Seems like longer, I know.
So he probably put some bad stuff in his weed. 420. Oh, we was just talking about 420, right? A lot of people don't know what 420 is. You see 420. 420 is a day. I thought you was looking that up. What the origins of it?
Oh yeah.
But 420 makes reference to a day put aside for smoking marijuana, weed. Smoking. For smoking like Cheech and Chong.
Michael Jackson died in 2009.
Wow, I thought it was the other way around. Wow. I got Michael Jackson. I got all Michael Jackson things in there. You looking up for 420 origins?
What do you want me to ask?
The origins, the main one, the main origins, because I thought it came from a they had a big smoke out, like concert, like what's that big concert? Woodstock, like a Woodstock concert. And everybody was like all smoked out, like Cheech and Chong, like smoked out, and that's where they got 420 from.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Look up. That's what I've been hearing for like decades, 2 decades, since I first heard about 420. I was like, okay, cool. And I think it was something that happened in the 60s or in the early 70s, something like that. But anyway, I deviate. So that's what the conversation was about, right? And we kept switching over, and everybody wanted to they want to put the blame on Democrats all the time. They keep listening to this, they keep getting the information from this echo chamber of stupidity, right? It's like, really? Serious? Then people wonder why I call them morons and idiots. And I try not to tell people, say this like directly to a person, except for if they get confrontational with me. And then I'm saying, okay, well, show me the receipts. Bring your receipts out. Where you getting your information from? Okay, then. Don't tell me Fox News. I don't want to hear Newsmax. I don't want to hear about that slanted stuff, all right? So, no. Just look up Origins of Woodstock, Origins of 420.
I don't think anybody knows, because every time I look it up, they dance around the idea. It's like we all know what it means, and we know the day we celebrate it, but it's just like, keep going.
Okay. You'll do what I'm doing. You're gonna do what I'm doing. Only nobody messes it up like I mess it up. What's this? I'm gonna talk about some local stuff. I don't know if you heard about the West Shore Mall. It's like one of the oldest malls. I think it was built in the 70s or something. The West Shore Mall. Well, they're going to be doing a lot of construction around there. They're going to tear down a large section of it. I think they were talking about leaving the building with Macy's there, and the rest is going to basically in one other building. The rest is going to come down. They're going to put like parking lots, but they're going to put a lot of apartment buildings, like over 1,700 apartment buildings, 1,700 apartment buildings with over 1,700 units. Some people saying as much as 1,900 to 2,000 units. Wow. And that place is already congested. Oh my gosh. You're going to need a pass to just go through there. They're going to have to schedule people on time frames. So what time do you want to travel? Okay, no, you're going to have to travel between 4 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. I'm sorry, what? You're going to have to travel to leave in the morning between 4 and 4:30 a.m. But don't worry about it. If you're 4:31, we'll give you a little slack on that, okay? But hold up, I ain't got to be work till 9 o'clock. You tell me I got to leave at 4:30 and go to work at 9 o'clock? Well, yeah, pretty much so. Because it is so... That's a place where congestion is crazy. It's already crazy because you got traffic going to the airport. So coming back is going to be a madhouse. Wow, they're gonna have to put in a lot of effort or time and effort to develop a travel plan or routes down there. I mean, it's some of the streets are like really wide. They're like three lanes already. So how many lanes are you going to put in there? And they go and it's a feeder hub. That area is a feeder hub to go to Clearwater. If you're going 275 and coming from even Eisenhower Expressway to go down to Clearwater, and then you got going on the southern part of that is from what's that street? 60. What's that called? It's the Delmar.
Courtney Campbell. 60 is the Courtney Campbell.
60 is the Courtney Campbell that's going over into. That's Clearwater.
Yeah.
Right. So then the one that's going over the
Veterans.
The Franklin.
Howard Franklin.
Howard Franklin Bridge. That's because that's where it's situated.
Yeah.
It's situated in between those two outlets or inlets where coming into Hillsborough and going out of Hillsborough, going into Clearwater and going in and out of Clearwater and coming and going in and out of St. Pete. So that's the Howard Franklin Bridge, right? And there's already congestion. It's crazy coming over there.
Yeah, but they're building another toll bridge.
They're building another bridge?
You're building another bridge. They're building another Howard Franklin.
A whole bridge?
A whole bridge, yeah. Have you not been down there?
No, I haven't been. This is the first time I'm here. A whole bridge.
A whole new bridge that's going to be a toll bridge,
Where
right
where's-
alongside the old bridge.
So the two bridges are going to be there.
Yeah,
Okay, and one is going to be for tolls.
I believe so.
Is that going to be off of the what's it
They're
the
building it right alongside of it.
yeah? But is that going to run off of the what's that expressway over here? Causeway. Is that going to run off the Causeway?
Indirectly.
Because I know Causeway goes down in that area. I don't know where, but it goes down in that area into South Tampa.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with the Leroy Selman.
The Leroy, or they call it the Leroy Selman,
Yeah.
and further east they call it the Causeway. Going into Brandon, they call it the Causeway. So, oh no,
Yeah.
it shifts off when
Yeah,
it comes into
no,
Tampa.
Yeah,
it becomes
Leroy
its own.
Selman doesn't make it, at least not yet, doesn't make it to that area yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of goes more south
Southwest.
to Gandy.
Right.
It connects to Gandy now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's the bridge, right? Gandy Bridge.
that's the other bridge, yeah.
Okay, so now there's going to be a third bridge.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
It's going to be a third bridge.
going to be a third bridge. Yeah.
Because the area, the inlet, or the area that goes on 60 from Tampa to Clearwater, from Clearwater to Bayshore, Bay to Bay, right? It's called Bayshore, right?
Yeah.
In Clearwater, that's Bayshore. Well, I know Bay to Bay is on this side, right?
Well, you're talking about
We're
you
60.
know, street level.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the bridge. The bridge is street level. I mean, that bridge, it's like a walkway.
Yeah,
Right,
two
it's-
different things.
Yeah, it's not right. I think the highest point may be 10 feet above the water.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
two different separate areas. Do you want to know about 420?
Yeah,
Okay, so look,
Give me the general.
this is from USA Today.
Okay,
and
USA
it
Today.
goes down to break down
Very
you know,
reputable organization.
what it represents.
Okay.
We all know what it represents. And somebody said it was because it was Bob Marley's birthday. And they said that's not the reason. The
Yeah.
reality is much simpler and perhaps less exciting than any of that.
What's that?
No one can say for certain, but one is widely accepted origin traces back to a group of teenagers hanging out after school. Okay. In the early 70s, 5 students at San Rafael High School in Marlin County, California would meet outside school after extracurricular activities, called them the Waldos because they simply for the fact they hung out by a wall, and they made their official meeting time 420 and eventually started using 420 as a code for smoking. Now that's that's pretty crazy. That it's
Because what did
it's
I
so
say?
convoluted.
Yeah. But what I had heard for years was that they had like this big what's that?
It has something to do with the Deadheads too.
Yeah. What was that thing called? The big outdoor concert, Woodstock.
It had nothing to do with Woodstock.
Yeah, but no, not Woodstock, but they had some kind of event like that, and everybody was getting smoked out. Like, and this was on the time of Cheech and Chong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all remember Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong is the original smoke head reefer promoting.
remember Cheech and Chong,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Whatever he said. What you say? Cheech and Chong was like the movie, man. They had people rolling up, I don't know, like, do you call them blunts nowadays? Yeah, you take this, cut them open, you take all the tobacco out, not that I know about the stuff, and you put weed in there, and you roll them up, right? No. They were taking rappers, Easy Rider, what was the other one?
Big Bamboo.
Big Bamboo.
Remember the album Big Bamboo came with giant rolling papers.
Yeah. And they would take like an ounce of weed, or in their case, people would put ounces of weed and rolling these things up like that. I mean, like Cohibas are like that, right? They were rolling about like double sized Cohibas and like. And then they'll do the thing with the shotgun where they'll blow the smoke back out at you. And you'll be like, The police.
I'm getting a contact high just from this conversation.
That's how good. That's how good the movies were.
Yeah.
But that was Cheech and Chong. They would be like smoke. They'd take like a pound of weed, and put it in something. Just,
Yo, man, what is this stuff, man? Well, my dog ate my stash.
Yeah.
I chased him around with a baggie for 2 days.
And I finally got it back.
So, it's Maui Wowie, but it's mostly Labrador.
That's that's why I don't. That's why I don't talk about movies like that. That's not good. We're not gonna talk about this. Oh man, I remember a friend of mine got caught with like an ounce of weed, right? And the cops they were anti-retentive, right? And so I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't even know the guy had it on him, right? I was like, dude, what happened? Because he smoked a lot. I know he smoked, and we walking through Brooklyn. This is like 3:00 in the morning, and we literally walking from the area, like, you ever hear of Bensonhurst? Yeah, like over in that type of area, back to the hood, right? We walking. So we walk past this thing, and some dude, and he's walking behind me. He's rolling up, right? And I don't know. I'm walking in front. I'm like, dude, but let's get back. It's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm trying to get back home, right? And so some dude asks him, could he buy a joint from him? I'm like, I hear this stuff. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Let's go, man. Like, oh man, no. I said, look, man, don't be selling no weed. So we walk like another block, right? And I hear, woo, woo, woo. Like, what the hell is this? Right? Excuse me, what's the he double L is this, right? So they pull up and they're like, oh, and because the guy who he gave it to him or whatever, I forget, because I just turned and walked away. Whether he sold it to him or gave it to him, I don't know. So anyway, the guy ratted him. The guy ratted him out. The guy, apparently the cops pulled up to him, and he said, "Oh, that guy right there, right?" And we was walking away, and so they pull up. I'm like, "Dude, I ain't got nothing. I don't mess with that stuff, man. I ain't with him." And so they was like pulling him over, and they was like, "Okay," and they pulled it out. They searched, they pulled it out. They pulled out I said, "Officer, in all honesty and fairness, I'm not trying to rattle my man, but he smokes like that. He's not selling nothing, but he's just so no. That's what he do. He smokes like that." And yeah.
So you were trying to defend him, saying that was for his personal consumption.
That's his personal consumption. Trust me on this. That's his personal consumption, right? And he was Ecuadorian, right? Spanish, Latino, Ecuadorian. So he goes, yeah. One goes, yeah. Okay, eat it.
Eat it.
Eat it. Yeah, eat it. And I'm looking up. Well, eat it. You gotta eat it or you take a ride. Either way, because I ain't going with you, man. You either eat it or whatever.
You can't flush it down the toilet. You gotta eat it.
You gotta eat it. So he sat there. We stood there, and he started like, man, I ain't got no day, man. Just swallow that. Just gobble it down, man. No drink, no water, just dry weed. This is a funny thing. I know if he ever see me, he's gonna kill me, right? You really told people that? Yeah, I told everybody that, man. It's a funny story. One of the funny stories in my life, man. So he sat there. I mean, he stood there. We stood there, and he ate like that whole ounce. He ate the whole thing. And they go, okay, open your mouth. He opens up his arm. I said, okay, we good.
They were just messing with him, huh?
Yeah. Because I ain't going with you. So they was messing with big time. It was like, okay. As we start walking away, he goes, that's F-U-C-K, man. U-P. I said, dude, where you want to go to jail? The guy said, eat. He said, and he blaming me. He literally blames me. I'm saying, hold up. He goes, yo, you don't have to say that, but so what was I supposed to do? Go with you? Go to jail for you and your pot habit, man. You out of your mind, man. Come on. That was crazy. So yeah, he had to eat the whole thing. I see him a couple days later. His brother tells me, right? He goes, yo, man, what happened the other day? Oh, I said, yeah, this is what happened. He said, yo, man, he had constipation for the last couple of days. I'm like, well, at least he didn't have nobody humping on his booty for the last couple of days.
At least he didn't waste it.
Right, he didn't waste it, right? And he wasn't in jail with somebody who wanted to, have him for the main course or something like that. So I asked him, it was like, I don't know why I asked him, did he have the munchies? I did it with a straight face. I was like, did he have the munchies, man? Because man, he wants to kill you when he catch you, man. I said, yeah, so I'm avoiding for the next week or so. You'll calm down. But it was funny. It was funny. That was one of the funniest things. So anyway, I don't know. How did we get to that conversation?
Well, because that was 2 days ago.
420.
420.
Because of 420. Yeah,
22.
And I missed half the show because of 420.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So my favorite.
So if we're talking about I'm trying to keep you on
track.
Here.
Go, keep me on track.
So if you're keeping track of current events, what's happened in the last 2 weeks? Big news was OJ died.
OJ, the man died.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a conversation about him in a future show.
Okay.
Not now.
Because we don't have enough time.
Yeah, we don't have enough time. But what I do have enough time to is to talk about the mental midget. Moscow Marge. You know what that is?
Moscow Marge.
Moscow Marge. You know what that is? Margaret Taylor Greene.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They were looking to pass this the funding for Ukraine give the package to Israel. That's a normal thing. Every year we give Israel like $25 billion, right? Every year.
And Mike Johnson's actually trying to work with the Democrats, which is good.
Which is good. And so what happens is that Michael Johnson went down to see Donald Trump, to kiss the ring or whatever in Miami, in Southern Florida a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And so he came back, and because they're trying to get him out. They want to get Mike Johnson out, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because they don't want no legislation passed. Hold up. You've been working for, these people get paid in the House $175,000 a year. I want you to think about that number, $175,000 a year. What is that? A quarter is what? Like, not 50, $35,000 a quarter, something like that, 75, yeah. About 170. No, they get paid nearly $40,000 every 3 months. That's their salary. That's breaking it down. It's like, $142,000 every 3 months. They have not passed any legislation for a year and a quarter, right? So that's what? That's $200,000+, and they haven't passed any legislation. And the reason why is because they don't want Joe Biden, to look good on anything. So anyway, Mike Johnson decided to go down there, and whatever it wasn't good. So he came back. He said, look, all right, these guys want to get rid of me? If you work with me, I'll put it on the floor. So the Democrats are like, okay, well, we got your back. You got some people, not everybody want to get rid of them, right? Just Marjorie Taylor Greene, the moron. Like Matt Gaetz got rid of Kevin McCarthy, right? Okay, that's what they want to do with Mike Johnson. And so he said, I'll work with you. They said, okay, well, you want us to help you live out your term? Fine. Pass this legislation. You don't have to pass anything. Put it on the floor for the vote. And so now they passed $95 billion worth of aid and other things to go to not just to Ukraine, not to Israel and Ukraine, but to other nations and stuff like that, for other things, right? $95 billion. This is just the other day, right? So Marjorie Taylor Greene says he's a lame duck House Speaker. What? And I'm thinking, does this moron even have the idea? Only people who are stupid or are totally, well, you don't have to be stupid, but you're totally ignorant of how Congress, how terms like that work. Lame duck means that that's a person in the office that can't get nothing done. He just passed $95 billion. And there are other bills that he's going to allow to go on the floor. Because the Speaker of the House can say what we're going to put on the floor, what we're not going to put on the floor. Just like the Senate president, right? The head of the majority leader in the Senate. They determine what they're going to vote on, right? And that's what this House Speaker doing. He's been holding it up for months. But now he said, oh, I'm putting everything out there. She keeps saying, oh, no, Republicans don't want this. Mike, no. Your constituents don't want it. Your boss don't want it. Your boss, Donald Trump, which is asinine because your constituents are supposed to be your boss. You're supposed to do what's good for them, not for him.
Yeah, last I checked, he wasn't the president.
Last I checked, regardless
Well,
of what
he wasn't part of Congress or the Senate
that's
or
same
anything.
thing. Same thing.
He's a civilian.
He's a civilian, and that's what. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to bring up with the when we was talking the early conversation I had. I was going to say, look, the guy is not the president, though. You know that, right? you know that, right? The guy is not the president. I was going to actually comment on that instead of saying, you support Donald Trump, no problem, right? So anyway, Moscow Marge, right? That's what,
I love that.
I think Jared, what's his name? Jared Moskowitz, from he's South Florida, I think. He's from South Florida. He's a congressman from South Florida. This guy, you gotta listen to him. You gotta listen to the way he just dissect people. He dissect people on the floor in the House. Yeah, I mean he just makes them look like complete blithering idiots. He was talking about the head of the impeachment hearing, and he goes, "Listen, he's not here today, but we want to be honest about this. We're acknowledging him, getting over the fact that his impeachment hearings just blew up, and he has to come to terms with that." What the hell are you saying? He has to come to terms with that. So we acknowledge him not being here today, and so on and so forth. So that's Moskowitz. But anyway, back to Moscow Marge. And the reason why he called it that, every time she comes up there, she's always spewing out Russian talking points. Russia, the Russian news media, they're reporting that the Russian news media is giving her credit for being in control of Congress. Yeah, because this idiot keeps holding things up, and they're like, well, I guess she's running it. Yeah, well, if that's the impression that the rest of the world is getting from her running things, then you are morons. Because if you got that psychopath, that nut job, and that's what she talks. She talks. She reminds me of Alina Habba, Donald Trump's, I guess, former lawyer, who said, oh, somebody asked me one day, would you rather be smart or pretty? And she goes, I'd rather be pretty. I can always fake smart. Well, how well did that turn out? How well did that turn out? Right? Pretty lady, pretty lawyer. Okay. I'd rather be smart, because your smarts stay with you even past your beauty, right? Even past your looks. Something could go wrong with your looks, but your smarts, your intelligence, unless your brain has been damaged, is still going to function. All right? So that being the case, I wanted to leave Moscow March and talk about Stephen A. Smith for 2 minutes. What the?
2 minutes is about all you have.
Okay, so that's 90 seconds, really. So Stephen A. Smith, I get your opinions and all that stuff, and I think we got a lot of good opinions. But, dude, you're telling me you just sold your soul? You just sold out to Fox News. I get it. You're having a problem with ESPN. So you go on Fox News and you make this stupid comment. Stupid. What you would call other people. Idiotic comment. That's what you did, Steve. Don't know what you did.
What was it? No, I don't know what he did.
Dude, I knew that was going to pique your attention. He goes on Fox News and he goes on Sean Hannity's show and he goes, well, it looks to me like the Democrats can't or fear losing to Donald Trump. So they're using the legal system to go after Donald Trump. That's what it looks like. Yes, what it looks like. Steve, stop it. You're lying. You know it don't look like that. It's because you said it looked like that. What it is because this moron decided to go out here and break all kind of federal laws, both on the federal level and the state level. That's what happened, Steve. That's what's going on. And now he's facing he's facing the judge. And I just wanted to get that off my chest because, Steve, you're an ass for saying that. Is that my phone?
Yeah, that's your phone. I thought it was. I was like, wait, that's not our music. This is our music.
Oh, yeah, it was my phone. I just hung up on somebody. And I'm like, did you hang up on me? I'm like, well, yes, I did. Sort of. Anyway, this is it. This is the B-roll. Another wonderful. I told you it was going to be another wonderful show, right? Yes, another wonderful show, right? Very informative. As you know, I keep telling you, people keep correcting me, but I keep saying it's a work in progress. Yeah, it is. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And like I said, if you're looking at this show later, that's okay. We cool. Just remember to subscribe. TBCN and on my YouTube channel, right? I'll have all that stuff posted at the bottom. You have a good day. So let me know